Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? Okay, that's good to hear. Well, if I may ask, with a raise of hands, how many of you guys have not been pregnant before? Okay, so that looks like majority of the room. Did you guys know that during their pregnancy, women face heavy amounts of exhaustion and physical strain? And under extreme heat conditions, these issues are only amplified. After a survey we conducted at Fresno City College, we found that 95% of women who are or have been pregnant claim that the heat only exacerbated their pregnancy-related struggles. After a study done in Southern California with over 400,000 participants, it was found that the risk of maternal morbidity is significantly increased under extreme heat conditions. There are many products on the market currently that help pregnant women, but none quite hit the mark on ensuring they stay safe and comfortable throughout their pregnancy. That's why we created the Hot Mama Baby Belly Band. Hello everyone, my name is Mary Jane Maldonado and I'm the CTO and co-CEO of Hot Mamas.
Hi everyone, I'm Clyde Pudonius, I'm the CMO.
I'm Anthony Zach, the co-CEO and CFO.
And I'm Janisa Mays, and I am the COO. A common struggle for pregnant women is getting to a point in your pregnancy where your everyday is tiring and exhausting. For moms who have that busy, active schedule and struggle to find that time to just take a break or have to themselves, this can get extremely hard. This puts a burden and stress on their mind and bodies, causing unwanted stress, tension, and pain to their everyday lives. For moms who live in hot climates, these can result in serious pregnancy risks. These risks can include things like infant complications, like stillbirth, and long-term health issues. One example of this is for every temperature rise of 33.8 degrees Fahrenheit, the risk of preterm birth is increased by approximately 5%. Even if you don't live in warm climate, any challenges like these can still result in serious pregnancy complications that can harm both the mom and the baby.
So with that, let's meet Jennifer Watson. She's a 32-year-old female in her second trimester of her pregnancy. She's in a middle-class income household and has a busy and active lifestyle with little to no sit-down time. She uses platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Amazon to navigate her daily use of social media. However, throughout these 24 weeks of her pregnancy, she has found no reliable product that suits her needs of affordability, inclusivity, and lastly, have the perks of cooling and heating technology.
And it's not just Jennifer that struggles from these issues. It's your mother, your sister, your wife, and 4 million other women who are pregnant yearly in the United States, 300,000 in California, and 70,000 just here in the Central Valley.
So with that, let's introduce the Hot Mama Baby Belly Band. Our product is not just an adjustable band that grows with the mother throughout all stages of her pregnancy, but also has cooling and heating technology built within it. She can decide whether she wants refreshing coolness or soothing warmth. Just slip the packet right in. Our product also has back and bump support, which we assure by making the product durable and safe for the mother. Our product is made out of nylon spandex PCM, which stretches and has temperature regulation built within it.
Above all, we want to ensure safety amongst the mothers that use our product. With this, we took time to reach out to many local OBGYNs and doulas to get our product clinically approved. They ensured that our product is safe to use throughout your pregnancy journey. And with our seamless and comfortable durable material of the band, this will ensure that our product will last you more than just one pregnancy.
So with that, we're going to tell you how the Hot Mamas outperform any other brand, like Ingrid and Isabel, Belly Bandit, and Mom Cozy. We use 3 key targets: affordability, whether they have cooling and heating technology, and lastly, inclusivity with their sizing and colorways. As you can tell, Hot Mamas hits all the marks compared to these other brands.
Hot Mamas worked weekly with business strategist Joshua Grignani, who helped us refine our business model. We also received validation from local pregnancy care center nurse Lori Wayner, who confirmed that heat intolerance is frequent among pregnant women. In February, we ran an ad for about a month, and from this ad, we reached just under 130,000 viewers, with 3,200 people clicking onto our landing page. So from our ad, we learned that we should expand it to postpartum care products because our core customer doesn't just disappear after birth. She evolves. We also learned that our viewers are intrigued by the concept of our product, but they're not quite aware of the severity of the issue. So we're pivoting from product-based marketing to being more problem-focused. We also ran an online focus group with 23 women between the ages of 20 to 40 years old. And our focus group confirmed 3 things. Heat intolerance is frequent among pregnant women. Existing solutions just aren't enough. And customers are willing to pay within our projected price range.
Now, when the customers want our product, they can get it off of our website and possibly Amazon, and from there it'll be shipped directly to their home for them to use.
With that comes our market plan. We decided that we're going to partner with mom influence partnerships, run targeted ads towards pregnancy-related searches we found, and lastly, while doing this, build trust with our customers as well. To expand on this, I'm going to tell you how we're going to get, keep, and grow our customers. First and foremost, we're going to get our customers by posting interactive posts, offer 10% discounts for all new customers, and offer inclusive products as well. We're going to keep our customers by consistent product updates, community engagement posts, and monthly newsletters. Lastly, we're going to offer bundles, new products, encourage reviews, and consistent collaborations with organizations and charities around pregnancy.
Now, our first key metric is going to be our social media engagement. Our goal is to have 30,000 followers and average 15,000 likes a post. Now, from that social media engagement, we want that to bring us website traffic, specifically 30,000 monthly visitors. And of those 30,000, we want a conversion rate of 5%, leaving us with our units sold and our revenue goal of 70,000 units sold and $1 million in revenue in the first year. Now, our cost of goods sold can be split into 2 main parts, our product and our development. Our product is made of Velcro and nylon spandex PCM material, as said before, which runs us around $18 a unit. And our development is split between labor, packaging, and manufacturing, which is around $750 a unit, leaving us with a final unit cost of $25.50. We plan to sell our product to our customers at $60, leaving us with a profit per unit of $34.50. Now, our total addressable market is going to be the amount of women who are pregnant yearly in the United States. As said before, that number is 4 million, leaving us with a total possible revenue in our first year of $250 million. Now, shrinking that number down, our serviceable addressable market is going to be the amount of women who are pregnant yearly in California, which is around $300,000, leaving us with $20 million in possible revenue. Now, using a reasonable conversion rate found by analyzing our competitor sales, we found that our serviceable attainable market would be around $1 million in our first year. Now, our SG&A of our first year is going to be around $300,000, and like I said before, our revenue will be about $1 million. Now, this number will grow 20% between year 1 and year 2, and 25% between year 2 and year 3. Now, our first year profit after all of our expenses is going to be closer to around $240,000, and that same number will grow 20% and 25%, keeping a 60% profit margin throughout.
So our 3-year plan focuses on launching, growing, and scaling our business. But let's get a closer look. So in our first year, we'll finalize our product, pilot online sales, and really build our social media presence. In our second year, it's all about growth. We'll introduce new product variations, form local and online partnerships, and expand our marketing efforts with customer testimonials. And by year 3, we'll have scaled nationally with optimized operations. Hot Mamas is being built as a long-term maternity wellness brand. Rather than designing a quick exit strategy, we focus on sustainable growth, strong margins, and product expansion.
We are seeking $100,000 in exchange for 10% equity, valuing Hot Mamas at a $1.1 million post-money valuation.
Now, with this $100,000 in capital raised, 40% of it will go to our initial inventory order, 40% will go to our marketing, 10% will go to administrative costs, another 10% will go to prototyping, and that last 4% is going to be used for developing and upkeeping our website.
At the end of the day, every mom deserves to feel strong, supported, and safe throughout their pregnancy journey. And that's why Hot Mamas isn't just a product, it's a movement to help bring comfort and confidence to pregnant women everywhere. Our product will ensure that these priorities are being met no matter the temperature, no matter the condition. If you had any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach us via email, and make sure to follow us on our socials, which are both listed on the screen. Thank you.
I'll go first. First of all, I want to say congratulations. That was an excellent presentation. The energy, the branding, the message was all right on point. So congratulations again on that. One thing I just wanted to ask, and I know some of this has to be you have to get a little creative, but when you mentioned the conversion rate 5%, also 20% and 25% growth in the second and third year, where did you come up with those numbers?
So the 5% conversion rate we found by analyzing the conversion rates of our competitors, assuming that if we are as successful as we would like to be and we hold ourselves to their standards, we would have that same 5% conversion rate. And the 20% and 25% growth we got by, we had our classroom, we used a resource that helps us calculate all of our financials, and it suggested that number, and we we didn't just take the base of the value it gave us, but we also adjusted it a bit. And yeah, those are, it's not only what we calculated we could get, but also our goals.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And then the other thing that I had mentioned, so I love that you said you started researching with OBGYNs and doulas, and you wanted to, I think you had kind of mentioned, partner with that industry. And I think that that's important because pregnancy is something that happens once, twice, maybe a handful of times in a lifetime, right? And right now your product doesn't really expand beyond that. Maybe it could be used as a heating pad or something, but your real focus is during pregnancy. So being able to connect with organizations that have that fluid intake of newly pregnant mothers will be really key. And I think that you could emphasize that a little bit more.
I'll go ahead and just jump in because I'll piggyback a little bit on what you had mentioned. When you talked about from your results, pivot to expand to postpartum. I think my daughter just recently had a baby within the last 2 years, and things have changed a lot since when I had her. And I'd never even heard of this idea of the 5th or 4th trimester or whatever it is. And so I remember that was a real struggle for her. And so I just, as you guys are doing, I made that connection. I thought that would be maybe also just something to really focus on is, beyond the pregnancy, because that really jumped out to me as I realized that was a need. But I also appreciate your use of the data, like you had numbers to increase, it increases your credibility, and you talked about your survey and the study in California, reaching out to the focus group. All of that I really appreciated that because it wasn't you guys just talking about what it could be. You actually have the information to back up your claim. And I also appreciate the fact you spoke to us and didn't read from your slides. Yeah. So very nice presentation, and your story was great, and the emotion was there, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I have a question here. What is that?
So that is our prototype. That is not as advanced as the 3D render that we have. So we just have it there as another visual aid. If you guys had any questions, we could show you. But the main thing we wanted you guys to focus on was our 3D render, but it was just there as like a little accessory. But that's our first prototype that we did.
You see it?
Yeah,
Sure. So we created this in our freshman year, actually, and we used it by using an existing maternity belt and attaching the material that we wanted to use for the pouches. But we don't have the funding yet, nor the resources to create the prototype that we want. So the best thing that we have right now is our 3D render, which we had designed. We worked for about a month with a 3D render, and we had them make it exactly how we want our vision to look.
Yeah, so this prototype actually helped us a lot, decide what advancements we'd like to bring into our final product. As you can see on this one, we only have one pocket for heating or cooling packs, but on our prototype, it's kind of hard to see, but we have pockets on the sides and the back.
So are those cooling and heating pads bought separately from your?
Yeah. So in the future we'll have bundles where you can get the heating packs and cooling packs with it. But right now we're focusing on just developing the band. But yeah, in the future we will sell our own heating packs and cooling packs. But you can put any ice pack that is safe on the body in the pouches. But we will make our own in the future that are designed specifically for the product.
Mr. Hazard, I'm looking at the design here. One has shoulder straps here, and this one doesn't appear to have shoulder straps. Is there a reason you converted?
That strap is an extra support strap right here. It doesn't go over the shoulders. and it goes over on top of the belly, and it just adds extra support. And
That
this
you
did
broke
used to have it, but throughout freshman, sophomore year, we had to go on hiatus because we worked on a different project, and that got lost in the storage room. But we did have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the shoulder straps goes from the belly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's okay.
I have a marketing question as well. Your conversion rate you had originally being you had 130,000. You moved it from 130,000, and you got 3,000 response. So we're looking at a little under 2% for the online. How do you plan on implementing the targeting specifically to pregnant women? And I imagine in second or third trimester to really do this.
Yeah, so something that we had learned from our previous so running that ad, and we noticed we had high views but kind of low like you said, the 2% conversion rate. We're from that we learned that people are very they're intrigued and they kind of want to know more about the product, but they don't really know how serious the problem is. So for that, to get higher clicks, we're gonna start focusing more on the problem and how severe the problem is, and what extreme heat can do to a woman's body during her pregnancy. Rather than with our last ad, we definitely focus more on the product itself and what it does and the benefits from the product. So basically, we're gonna start moving into being more problem-based marketing. And then another thing too, from our previous landing page, we did have you had to click. We had our kind of like a home page, and then when you click there, you have to go to a separate page to sign up. So we're pivoting away from that, the extra clicks, and putting if we want them to sign up for something, we put it straight it's the first thing you see. Yeah.
Well, you guys all projected and articulated very well. I know you guys were kind of on pressure yesterday about time when you were practicing, so what was that? Was that 10?
No, it's 9:20.
That's awesome. Well, you guys got it under. I had one question. Other than that, you guys, the branding was amazing. Everything amazing. What inspired you guys to want to get into the field of helping pregnant?
So that started. So we started this project, like I said before, in our freshman year, when we had the Fresno Heat Project. So everyone was told to pick a stakeholder, pick someone to help that struggles with the heat. And we, at the time, it was your sister, right?
Yeah, so at the time, my sister was just recently pregnant, and since we live here, like we mentioned, in the Central Valley, at that time, the summer was at triple digits. I believe it got up to 110 degrees, and I just could see every day I lived with her, and just the effect that it had on her. So I brought it up to my team because in class, a lot of our other classmates were focusing on construction workers or pets or things like that, and I was I really feel we should lean more towards this way because I've seen myself how it affects people, and then of course all of us have family members who have been pregnant, right? So we've seen the effect on it through our family members. Then at the time it was a big issue with my sister, so I brought it to them.
And we not only saw the issues that they face, but also how their issues are not being acknowledged, and there's no new solutions for their struggles. So we took it upon ourselves to make those solutions and help them. That's what we're doing.
And given that you guys were addressing something that's happening here in the Central Valley and extreme heat, I feel you guys should maybe lean into that a bit, being that you guys are local, local stuff.
Thank you.
Everybody?
So if this product is successful, I know you said that you're going to add later pads, etc. So beyond that, is there anything else you see going on with Hot Moms?
Definitely postpartum care, and so we have our band for the pregnancy, specifically the second and third trimester, and then we definitely want to get into postpartum care and a band for that's less for like support on the belly and more for like
Constricting?
Yeah.
Not constricting, but like shapewear almost.
yes.
Because that is a thing that women do after pregnancy. They those bands exist, and we want to put our own spin on it. In addition, there's also things, creams and other things that are used for postpartum, and we want to do that because we want to become a reliable source for pregnant women throughout their entire journey, which includes during and after the pregnancy. And we want them to know that there is a brand that's always going to be put there for them no matter what the entire time.
And on top of that, like we said, the bundles, we also were thinking about adding like little perks to it, like little binkies maybe, or bibs, little things that like build up to the anticipation of actually having a baby. So they kind of look into it like, oh, this is also for me, but my baby also gets something from our brand.
I really like the research you guys did on that. One of the things that comes to my mind, because of the format and being a father myself, one of my favorite aspects was the Baby Beyond for fathers and the ability to carry around my daughter on regular things. And this is kind of within that territory as well. I will say that the highest and best market you can get into is pregnant women in general. If you've ever bought, you guys haven't, but if you bought diapers, next thing you know, you get about 30 ads in the mail within the next couple of weeks. Because the cost of conversion, or that cost of marketing, once you have them in line, the ability to sell additional things is good. So I'm glad you guys kind of brought that up, that there's more you can expand upon. So thanks.
Other products that you might also consider are, so the heat masks or cooling masks for sleeping. That's something that when you're a pregnant woman, you have migraines, headaches, right? So I used cooling masks, and also swollen feet. Ice helps swollen feet. Women who are pregnant have swollen feet. So there's stuff that you can use your technology here. You already have it, just fabricate it differently, and for the head and for the feet.
Yeah, we didn't think about that. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Since we're talking about additional product ideas, a very natural and immediate next phase of this is lactation, which also needs similar supports, also exacerbated by the heat. I don't know, but I can imagine it's a much bigger even market because in California, especially as well as other places, required by employers to be able to support, that phase of the motherhood and those kind of things, which is a great opportunity to then keep them going as customers for your types of products.
Good job.
Thank you.